Hey, welcome to this video. This is Coach Meg. I am doing this video from London. I thought I'll come on here this Sunday and speak about a very important topic. This topic is about changing how you see yourself. Do you see yourself according to your professional title? Do you see yourself according to your social status? Do you see yourself according to your relationship status? Do you see yourself as a single parent or unhappily married woman or your cultural background and all these things? It's important to think about this because when we change how we see ourselves or you reassess, like now you're watching this video and you're like, okay, what is she talking about? I'm talking about when we change how we see ourselves, it becomes a deciding factor in the career we choose, the relationships we choose to settle for, or the type of business that you build, how you run your business, how you grow your business, how you do your marketing, whether you're consistent or not. How you see yourself is your personal brand, and you can build your personal brand, and that personal brand is going to pay off for the rest of your life. When you are willing to build your personal brand, it will pay off for the rest of your life because this is deciding this. I'm not what other people say. I may have made some mistakes, I may have made some poor choices, but I'm going to decide to be somebody else. And I was doing this live stream yesterday on TikTok, and somebody asked me and said, how do I commit to this new version of myself? So we were having the discussion, and one of the things I said is, you have to decide that where you are is not where you want to be for the rest of your life. You have to give yourself permission that the way I'm doing life now is not how I want to be doing this for the rest of my life. Because wherever we all are right now is based on the decisions we've been making in the past, yes? According to how we've seen ourselves. When you see yourself a certain way, for example, in relationships, when you see yourself a certain way, like you can't make it on your own, you can't afford bills on your own, you can't manage life on your own, or you don't feel complete, you don't feel enough, you don't feel like you got it going on for yourself. We try to bring other people in who will make up for what's missing in our lives. Yes? Does this make sense? And this can work in a good way or a bad way. When you understand what you bring to the table, what you bring to the relationship, there are certain things and decisions that you'll not be involved in because you're like, that's got nothing to do with me. I'm not going to waste my energy on that because I'm not really good at that and I'm not very, I just don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me. Changing yourself, how you see yourself, is like deciding, what am I naturally good at? What comes naturally to me? Because sometimes I notice here in social media and in marketing, we try to learn all the tricks. And it's good sometimes to learn to understand other people's scripts, what they use. I've purchased a few myself, how they get more business, how they attract customers into their business. But at the end of the day, you have to see yourself as capable enough and you are able to have an honest conversation with another human being. You're able to have an honest conversation and explain the value that they will get by buying into your product or your services. Because you have to believe in what you are offering. You must understand your offers anyway. You must accept what you're offering. And do you love it enough? Do you think it will be life changing? Will it make a difference in somebody's life? If you don't have the conviction, you can try to fake it for a while, but sooner or later you'll be like, I'm done, I'm not doing this. Does that make sense? So changing how you see yourself is to actually look at not what everybody's doing, what seems to be making money. I mean, there's a reason for that, there's a place for that, but let me just focus on this for a little bit. I want you to see the value in what I'm talking about right now. Your personal brand is priceless because that's the real you. What you care about, what matters to you, what you tolerate, what you don't tolerate, what you are for, and what you stand against. Because I know sometimes people fake it because they want a way in. but it's unsustainable. You can't sustain a certain industry. You can't stay in that place if you don't actually believe in it. So, what am I talking about here? Is changing how you see yourself is such a critical factor in how you do business. Do you want to, let me ask for example, do you want to spend all your time so busy, but you haven't got time for your family, the people that really matter to you? What is it costing you long term? Because you see, whether we are aware of it or not, whatever we're doing now is going to cost us somewhere along the road. And you can hear from other people what's working, and you can feel like get into a panic and stressed out, the fear of missing out, FOMO. You're not missing out on anything. I kid you not. You're not missing out on anything. The important part for you is to understand, why am I afraid? Do I have any traumas that I need to address? Any childhood traumas that I need to address? So that I'm making decisions going forward from a place of power, from a place of strength, not from a place of twisted, trying to be somebody you're not, and, you know, But when you know you've done the work in your heart, you're willing to work with a therapist, if that's what it means. You're willing to work with a coach who helps you to stay on track, a coach who helps you to co-create what you're trying to accomplish. The results are inevitable. The results you get are inevitable. The type of customers you want to work with, it's inevitable. Yes? If you like drama and chaos, negative people, it's weird you start attracting your own kind. If you are a troublemaker and, you're not really being authentic, you're not applying integrity in what you do, you will get people like that. So it's doing a self audit, like, who am I really? What do I care about? What matters to me? And to see yourself in a healthy way. That you have nothing to prove or to impress or to cover up. Because when you are being who you are, you love who you are, and you've accepted who you are, there are certain behaviors that you just drop it. It just falls off. It's not a part of you anymore. Yes. Because in fact, scientifically, according to the neuroscientists, when you keep up a certain habit, a certain way of behavior, because you have decided this is who I am, initially it takes 21 days to break bad habits and implement new good ones, right? But to establish new habits, you need at least 90 days. You keep those habits in 90 days. In 6 months, you're a completely different person. In a year, you're totally changed. 2 years, you've established a new normal. So imagine this, giving yourself 2 years. And I know it may sound like it's too far out there, but let's start now, like today. You decide, I like what she's saying. I want to implement what she's saying. How can I start to implement what she's saying? You start the new habit. You'll notice for yourself even tomorrow, even the rest of this week. Let me give you a challenge. Start this week with a mindset that I'm not going to respond to every negative statement about me. Try it. You decide, I'm not going to respond to any negative statement about me or any weirdness that is like trying to get a rise out of me, trying to get me angry, trying to get me into a fight, combative. You decide, I ain't playing there. Try it. You'll be shocked how much energy you still have. You'll be shocked at how much energy you have to focus and use your energy in the things that are making your life better, like building an email list, getting that website up and running, having time to have a proper discussion, a quality conversation with a family member, a loved one, a daughter, a son, your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife. Having time for the people that care for you, because you are no longer releasing your energy for things that don't matter. You're paying no attention to people who don't have anything to do with you and where you're going. You are deciding, I ain't playing to anybody else's music. I'm listening to the beat of my own drums. And I'll just warn you ahead of time, people who like to control or manipulate, who are toxic, who need other people, who need to feed off others, narcissistic, they're going to show up. And that's how you're going to know. When you say no, you start saying no this week, you're like, no, I'm going to think about that. Oh, why aren't you buying? Why aren't you? What's the problem? How come? Your business, you're just like, no, I'm good. Try it this week. Try it. Then do it another week. You'll be shocked because you see, you are deciding. You don't tell me who you are, who I am. You are not relying on external validation. You decide, I'm going to rely on who I am, the way God made me, the gift and talents that I have. And I will attract the right people who are supporting what I'm doing and who I can also support, that are mutually beneficial. Yes? So this is a great point to think about, because as you do business this week, you decide, you know what, I'm not going to waste my energy on things that don't matter. To prove to who? I'm not going to be all over social media because I'm panicking and I'm spending so much money everywhere. There's a better way. Listen, if you want to work with me on a deeper level, I will work with you where I help you to focus only on the activities that matter. You'll be shocked at how much time you have in your day. When you only focus on what really matters for you. This is really ideal for you if you're over 40, you worked hard, and you are looking for something different. You're like, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life working like this. Or you decide, I'm no longer going to attract the same kind of people in my life. I'm going to take advantage of the life I have, make the most of the life I have, and make my life amazing, create an amazing life for myself, where you start to reassess your friendships and relationships and where you spend your quality time. But sometimes it's also that you are too isolated. You're afraid of making real connections with other people. So that's another aspect we can look at in the coaching. What is it? Because there are a lot of people who experience loneliness. They don't understand how to make meaningful connections with others for a lot of reasons. So that could be something we can talk about in your coaching with you. Yes, because maybe you want to start making deeper connections. Everything else is working in your life except this aspect of your life. Maybe you're suspicious of people. Maybe what happened in the past is affecting you, how you see people, how you judge new relationships. Yes? Because none of us are an island. We need different types of people, but the right people. Yes? We need the right people. We need the right people around us. And having the confidence, I'm not going to settle and feel apologetic, because I know what that feels like. Sometimes you want certain people not to even be in your world anymore. But some people have to be there for whatever reason. You can limit your interaction with them. Yes? So give it a try. Changing how you see yourself, deciding I am not going to be responding to negative comments about me or whatever. Somebody who's trying to get a rise out of me, trying to get me upset, you decide, no, I'm not that. Because for the first time you decide, you know what, I'm going to listen to my spirit. I'm going to listen to my heart. Yes? Because at the end of the day, let me also say a spiritual side to this and the scientific side to this. When you are constantly living in this place of negativity, stress, and emotional dysregulation, it does lead to long-term illness. Yes, it does lead to long-term illness. So imagine you've been working hard, you've made a lot of money, you've got good revenue coming in, but you've got this side of relationships that's not working. So imagine you worked so hard, you quite successful, you're happy, but now you're going to spend all your money paying for treatment so that you can be better. That's not right, isn't it? So let's do that now. Let's work on sorting that out now ahead of time. So you understand, there's certain people I don't gel with them and not be apologetic. We all have certain people we get along with, and there's certain people we just like, no. And sometimes maybe it's us. We need to readjust and see what is my issue, because I like that person. Besides, when we're trying to build an amazing life or amazing business, We need different types of people with different skill set, and some people are better skills than us. Are you comfortable hiring somebody who is smarter in marketing, who is better in coaching, who is better in customer service? Because you can't do it on your own. But what is the issue? What is your fear? And by the way, you also have to understand, if you bring other people with different skill sets, they may have big money energy. Can you cope with that? Or will you feel intimidated and threatened? Yes. And it's good to be honest with ourselves, because that's how we move forward. That's how we grow. Yes. When we're lying to ourselves, we don't grow. And the way our lives is the evidence. Yes. So changing how you see yourself. I really love this topic. We were talking about this yesterday. And it's a topic that's really helped me in my own life, in my own journey, as I've been doing my own coaching and working with others. I wish I had a coach like me when I was going through my own transition. It was hard because I was working in healthcare at the time, and everybody that I knew was working long hours. Nobody had time for anybody else. So that's one of the things I'm focused on trying to change, helping people to live better lives. How we work, our relationships. Do we care for each other? Do we support each other in relationships? Where one couple, in a couple relationship setup, let's say, one is not the only one working hard and the other one is just like dismissing. That's what ends up in so much frustration and unnecessary pain. So we can do something about that. Like, let's have the difficult discussion. Could you support me? Could you be doing this and I do this? Because otherwise, why does one of us have to walk on eggshells? Because when I have a discussion about money or certain issues, the other one blows up. That's unhealthy. Yes. And how do you walk away from that? So that's part of the different coaching programs I do that we can talk about. Changing how you see yourself. What do you allow? Because whatever you allow in your relationships in your life will get worse. Whatever you allow in the dating relationship will get worse. Whatever you allow in your finances will get worse. Whatever you tolerate and accept in your finances, it will get worse. Whatever you accept in your business, it will get worse. So, really looking forward to working with you. I've got a screening process. I can't work with everybody, and I can only work with a few people because I want to work with people at a higher level. It's about co-creating. Really good coaching is about co-creating with you, helping you to accomplish and supporting you, keeping you accountable with the goals that you set for yourself, what you want to create, the life you want to create. Maybe it could be a health issue. It could be relationship issue. It could be finances. You have to let me know. There's a link somewhere down below. Leave me your details and I'll get back to you. And let's do this. We all deserve to live an amazing life. That's why I love coaching, because I worked in healthcare for many years and I saw a lot of suffering, families, individuals, and in my own personal life as well, and in friendships. So I bring a wealth of insight from my healthcare background, and I want to support you to do this. So listen, get in touch with me and I'll be back. I'll respond or reply to you within 24 hours. See you soon. Bye for now. Mwah.